So without further ado, I present you Ron Losby, President of Steinway of the Americas.
Thank you. Well, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to historic room number 5 at the historic Steinway Hall. This is indeed a historic occasion for Steinway Sons because we are going to have just this wonderful opportunity to honor Billy Joel, who has been a dedicated and loyal Steinway artist for decades. I would like to thank all of you for being here today and to celebrate this wonderful occasion with us. And I also would like to mention that this is a very important event for our company. Across the river here in Astoria, Queens, our craftsmen who build these pianos are so deeply honored that Billy Joel has chosen this instrument to compose, to perform, and to play throughout the world. We have, since 1853, crafted a wonderful piano, and since 1925 in this location here, Steinway Sons has had a historic opportunity to immortalize classical artists who were the finest of their generation, and that tradition stays with us today. Such wonderful artists as N.C. Wyeth have immortalized such great artists like Franz Liszt, Berlioz, and of course today the first non-classical artist that we have ever had a portrait in Steinway Hall to be dedicated to, Mr. Billy Joel. Billy is a fond friend of Steinway Sons. He is a gentleman who visits us quite frequently, and we hope by having his portrait here, he will even visit us more frequently. I would say that Billy did have a wonderful opportunity to have a professional classical music experience with the Philadelphia Orchestra, where he performed his Waltz No. 2, which was subtitled Steinway Hall. And for that, we are very grateful and we are deeply honored. The Steinway Hall Artist Collection has been something that has spanned the entire breadth of our 156 years. And we have used the most prominent American artists in history to paint these immortal musicians. And that tradition remains today. And I would like now to introduce Mr. Paul Wyse, who will be talking about his inspiration for this portrait and many other interesting facts about his arrangement with Mr. Billy Joel. Paul?
Thank you very much, and thank you for coming today. First, I would like to say thank you to Ron Losby, Steinway Sons, in particular, Todd Sanders, without whom none of this would have been able to be even remotely possible. On Mr. Joel's side, of course, Jeff Schock has been really influential in making all this happen as well. So thanks to all of you. The question that I'm most often asked is, how did this come about? How did this portrait come into being? And the story is an interesting one. If you allow me a moment to give you some background on it, it will make much more sense. Several years ago, in 2005, I was asked to paint a portrait of my piano teacher and mentor, Leon Fleisher, which was conceived to be included in the National Portrait Gallery's Luminaries collection. For various reasons, the National Portrait Gallery decided that that portrait of Fleischer did not suit their needs, and they asked me for another one, which I painted and now is part of the National Gallery's collection. The portrait that the National Gallery rejected was acquired by Steinway Sons and now hangs in this room over here on the right side on my right side. You can look at it afterwards. After that portrait was dedicated in 2007, the creative, visionary nature of Steinway Sons led, I think, the obvious question of why is Leon Fleischer the only living Steinway artist to be included in the collection? Several names were floated around, and Billy Joel came up. And so it was shortly thereafter that Steinway management met with me, and we put together the details to paint the portrait, and that is pretty much how it came to be. I guess all that remains to be done is for us to ask Billy Joel to please come and help me unveil the portrait.
Thank you. It's made me look okay. You know, I found that jacket in a little shop down in Miami Beach. It's the first time I'd actually gone shopping without a girlfriend or a wife for clothes. Guys, you know what I'm talking about. So I found this little jacket. I said, hey, this is cool. It fit and everything. I thought it looked really cool. And I wore this jacket, you know, a lot of different places. And recently I was going to wear that jacket out to dinner with my girlfriend. She goes, are you going to wear that members only jacket again? I said, what's a members only jacket? She goes, they went out with the 80s. So I'm glad you have the arms folded over the members only tag jacket. But thank you. I'm really honored to be hung, actually. Officially hung, anyway, and in Steinway Hall. Among these great artists, that's Horowitz over there, Vladimir Horowitz. I don't know how crazy he is about having me that close to him. I ran into him once on the street. It was on Madison Avenue. This is back in the 70s. I had long hair and hair. And I saw Vladimir Horowitz walking down the street, and he used to wear these big brim hats. And I had long hair. Man, I think I had a jacket like that on, you know, black leather jacket. And I said, Maestro! And he thought I was going to mug him. And he kind of ran away. So it's as close as I've been to him since then. But I want to thank the Steinway Company for making this possible, and also for making such a fine instrument. They are the best pianos in the world. And to this day, my favorite piano to play, and same for a lot of people. It's a great instrument, and it's great that that craft continues with the same company. So, thank you.